It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Oh, you know those fears you had as a kid and now they're rearing their ugly head during your adulthood? Ugh, they got crazy this morning. Those stories in a little bit. Let's go. Rub some dirt on it was my dad's biggest saying. I was in my 30s and remember telling my dad, like, I just remember kind of going home either for Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving, and I'd be like, oh, this is not going well at work or whatever. He's like, rub some freaking dirt on that.
It's just
like,
a creative way of saying get over it.
It's not that he wasn't empathetic or sympathetic, but it wasn't. No, it really kind of was, actually. But it was just like, move on. You know what I mean? Like, be tough. And I really like that. I use that a lot with the kids I'm coaching, in not a literal term where if they get hurt, I do rub some dirt on it. But I always transfer that into, are you injured or are you hurt?
I also think it's okay to validate someone's feelings real quick, not to allow them to wallow in it, but you can say, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I would say that's the phrase I live by is rub some dirt on it, man. Let's toughen up and let's go. Is there anything is there a quote that you live by or a phrase that you live by?
So I came up with something actually a long time ago and people have used it and it caught on. If you build it, they will come. And it really transcends a lot of different scenarios in people's life experience.
I hope they put that in a movie someday.
They might. I want to get paid for it.
My favorite quote from you that I think you live by over the years is you can't unnut yourself.
Yeah. Or if you live in a barn, you live in a barn on your own, not outside. And that means if you're a farm animal, don't act like that outside, putting your trash everywhere where everyone else lives and not thinking about how other people are going to be affected by it. See, oh my God, explaining it like that makes so much sense.
Other quotes maybe to live by?
Girl, you got to dry that ship up and sail away. Mm-hmm. It didn't even make sense. It did, really. Now that I think about it, don't wallow. Dry the ship up, then sail away.
Marie, do you have a quote you live by?
I like this one. It's the best way to predict the future is to create it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I can just create my own future, have some intention, and just push forward.
So I can't believe you're even
really
interested in this, JJ. You always make fun of people that say stuff like that
but this
and
one's
envision
kind of intriguing. This one's not necessarily leaving all the past behind, but to create a better future, you have to work at it. And I like this one. The ones that bother me are the hang in there, or
so encouragement.
Your tribe or your vibe what attracts your tribe, something like that. Those ones bother me.
Do you have a vision board, or how are you getting to the goal?
Yeah. I just think about where I want to be in the future, and I kind of think of it like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. If I'm just walking down this yellow brick road, I know that I'm going there. If I'm having a tough time, I can just look at my feet and shuffle forward and know that I'm still going in the right direction.
Build a bridge and get over it. That is Avery's. Amy says, my grandmother would tell us hard work, keep smiling, and rewards will be great.
I like that one.
This one is life is like a bed of roses. Watch out for the pricks. And then this one, Grandma said, if you love what you do, it's never work. And that's very true. Some days I'm like, oh, this job is a little tough, but it's really not. If I think about what other people do, if I had to compare myself to people with manual labor type jobs, those are tough.
We've been on your radio for the better part of 2 decades doing this dopey morning show, and we get a lot of people that come up to us. They're like, oh, my God, I used to listen to you as a kid, or when I was on my way to high school in my first car, I listened to you guys all the time. And a lot of people will bring up quotes from Kat in the past, maybe this one.
I got a crotch.
Yep.
Was that it?
That was it.
It
was just
I got a crotch.
Yep.
Oh.
And a lot of Kat once said,
I think pets are the most sexist things on this planet. I would like to consider myself a pretty good friend. If you're my friend, I will tell you the truth, and I will not let people talk about you in my presence.
Really? You'll shut it down?
I won't contribute, and by that, I won't be silent, but I won't actively listen, because when you actively listen and kind of agree with someone as they talk crap about your friend, it is kind of talking crap about your friend at the same time. Words can hurt. Words can insinuate that you're not that good of a friend. So I would consider myself a type A friend. And you would too? Like with your group of friends, you think you're type A?
No, I'll talk crap about everybody.
So you would be a D.
Okay, so what else does a type D have in their friendship repertoire?
I wouldn't even know how to relay.
Listen, if I'm sitting around and somebody else is bad mouthing someone, I'm like, that's whatever. That's your business. You're right. I'm not going to participate, but I'm not like, hey, don't talk about them like that. Like they're words. Words are words, man.
All that needs to be said is, I was talking to so-and-so was talking about you, and JJ was there and he's nodding his head. And
so what? Who cares?
It literally shows that you agree with what they're saying.
No, I don't agree.
Why don't you see that?
It's just none of my business. If we're here right now, if you and I start talking a whole bunch of smack about anyone else at the radio station, I'll sit there and I'll listen to you. I'll give you the courtesy of that, but I'm not going to participate in it.
Okay, so you're a big D. We're just going to call you a big D.
They're just words. Everybody's so butthurt over words. Like y'all are soft.
I'm type A. This is what a type B sounds like. A type B friend is stressful, okay? So this is somebody that will sit there and kind of cause chaos to every situation, but also you like them in an endearing way.
Wait, guys, can we stop at that bar really quick? I think I left my ID there last week. Let me just talk about it. It'll be really quick. Wait, please wear my purple skirt. Wasn't that skirt like $200? So good at it because with that top, no, you have to wear it. Let me get it. Oh, I can't call the Uber. My phone literally died. We've only been here for 15 minutes. It died before we left the house. Yeah, I got like $100 in my Apple Pay. You know that's not real money.
Okay, so anxiety has set in, but it's somebody that you got to be a mom too when you're out at the bars. Did you get your debit card? Did you remember your shoes? Is your bra still on your body? Those kind of girls. That would be a type B friend. But what would make you a type A friend or a type B friend? I would consider if you're a B, you're always late to stuff.
Oh.
That would be a type B. Or like I still like
just
you.
Being just straight up dumb and forgetful.
Yeah.
Some people live that lifestyle because you've been catered to.
Yeah.
Probably your entire life because you're just a bottom feeder.
Yeah. I want to know why people would be so lucky to have you as a friend. If you want to call right now, 320-251-1047. Why do you make such a good friend? You're a type A.
What's your best quality as a friend?
I am a good listener.
Huh?
I think one of my flaws is that I like to help solve problems. And sometimes people aren't looking for that. So I really try to work on that. If someone's telling me about their issue, I just listen. But more often than not, I'm like, you know what you got to do? And I don't like that about myself. I really have been trying to fix that about myself.
I do that a lot
fix
too.
So much about you. It's crazy, but I just I'm holding off.
I feel like I have a lot to offer. That's why I say that. I do that to people all the time. They're like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm like, have you tried this? I think that's from coaching.
I don't think that's bad. That's the thing. Like, I would never offer advice that is going to lead you down the wrong road. So it's like, just take my advice, I'm
a good friend because I will absolutely make fun of you to your face.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It breaks down barriers. People are, again, they're so soft. But if I'm like, you're wearing that today? Like,
yeah, that feels good.
You could be conscious about that now. You're probably not going to make that same mistake twice.
All right.
Well,
We've got email.
All right. So I wanted to get to this because it came in last minute. And she said that she wanted to call in for Psychic Kim, but, if she can have the opportunity to have our listeners weigh in, I said, sure, Becky. So this is from her. She says, my boyfriend and I are talking about getting married. We're both divorced and both have full custody of our kids. The kids do not like one another. So that would be a big obstacle. But she says, my boyfriend and I know that we have found true love within each other. The kids don't want us to get married. Should we care about what they think is the question. And then she says, let's see further on in her email. They're just kids. They don't pay rent. They don't contribute to the household. He says that we should just go ahead and tell them we're getting married. That is how it's going to be. Other family and friends think that the opinions of our children matter. Should we put their happiness before ours and not get married? Or should we just get married?
Wow.
A lot of questions, Becky. What she didn't include were ages. And I think age does matter. I think that they're, as obviously as they get older, more mature. If they're younger, maybe they're just throwing a tantrum and don't understand.
How would you handle this if this was you? Let's say you and Derek don't make it, and 5 years down the road, Liam's like 17, and you hook up with another guy, and he absolutely hates what could be his step siblings. Are you going through with it?
You know, I'm obsessed with my kids, so I'd probably take his opinion.
No
over it.
way, really?
Yeah, I
you
probably
would turn
would.
away true love for the rest of your life because your kid didn't like another kid.
Yeah, I actually had that conversation with Liam the other day. I said, if something happens to your dad, like we're never getting divorced, but if something happens to him and I'm alone, I'll never hubby up or link up with anybody. I couldn't do that. I don't know why. Everybody is different.
You can't say
Nobody's
that until
wrong.
you're in that situation.
I don't know. I just feel really strongly
Loneliness
about it.
is
But
a strong emotion, too.
But I mean, if couples have to go through marriage counseling before they get married to be on the same page, you got to bring those kids along. Let them see how much you love each other and how much you love them. And by bringing them somewhere for a third party who is impartial might be the best route to go. Everyone can air their grievances. I hate this one because of this, and I don't like this kid because of this.
That sounds exhausting.
I think a lifetime of having a torrid family, dramatic situation, that sounds exhausting. I think this
Those
would just
kids
be
get their
small
chance for happiness. They should allow me to have my chance for happiness.
Well,
I wouldn't. If it was if the tables were turned, I would be absolutely like, thanks for your opinion. Get the hell out.
they're already dealing with a divorce or whatever caused you guys to be single parents, which is traumatic for a child. You know, maybe being together with their father or mother is traumatic and you guys fight all the time and it's better for you to be apart. But still, it's a big thing for a kid to go through when their parents get divorced.
How would you handle this? If this was you, you've got kids, he's got kids, she's got kids, whatever. The kids don't like each other, but you guys want to get married. Are you going to still get married even though your kids are like, don't do it?
This was from Becky, and she just wants the opinion of listeners. She and her boyfriend, they're talking about getting married. We are both divorced, have full custody of our children. The kids do not like one another. My boyfriend and I, we have found true love within each other. The kids don't want us to get married. Should we care what they think is the question. She said they're just kids. They don't pay rent. They don't contribute to the household. My boyfriend says we should just tell them that we're getting married. That's the way it is. And then other family members and friends think that the opinions of our children do matter. Should we put our happiness aside for theirs? I think you should always try to make your children.
Their opinions matter, but this isn't
Feel
their
heard.
decision.
I know, but a lot of digging has to be done. You got to get to the root of why they don't like each other. Do they not like each other because they don't want to be siblings? Is there a deep-seated rooted feeling there? Like, you got to get over that before you say I do.
So Kat says she would say no to the marriage. I would move on with it. I think the kids are going to adjust. They'll be fine. Hope, what do you think about this?
I come from, my parents are divorced, and my dad remarried, and my mom did not. But in my opinion, I think if the kids are under the age of 10, they don't fully understand the situation of, marriage and stuff like that. But if they are over the age of 10, I think that the adults should be the adults and say, hey, obviously that their kids have opinions on this, and they should consider their kids' opinions. And let's be the adults here. Like, honestly, what is marriage? A piece of paper? So unless there's something specific or a financial reason why they have to get married right now, I feel like they should just hold off and let the kids get over the phase that they're in of not liking each other, and not start off the marriage and the joined family on like bad blood, I guess.
And I get that she's in love, and that's an overwhelming feeling right there, and you want to keep that feeling and continue on with it. And this might be the person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, but these are your kids. I'll always think that a child is kind of more important than your spouse. I don't know why. I do know why I think that. I made him. But don't you think that going and validating their feelings with like counseling beforehand would show them that you really do care about how they feel?
Yes, to a certain point, and it does. It depends on the age of the kids.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Hope. We appreciate your thoughts on this. If you want to chime in, you're always welcome here, guys. It's going to be a crazy Thursday around here at 6:30. We're going to try and get you $5,000, and all you need are 5 words. Then at 7:30, Psychic Kim will be here during the live show Thursday. As you're thinking about that and getting your hands on the money, let's wrap up the podcast. Do you have any childhood fears that are still popping up in your adult life?
Probably being taken against my will.
Really?
So the Jacob Wetterling thing happened when we lived in St. Paul. And I just remember the signs were everywhere. We would go to my dad's work. He worked at a school in St. Paul. And right across the street was this pizzeria. And there was a huge sign. And it had Jacob's face on it. And I just was always I was a worrier. And it's probably what led to my ulcerative colitis. I worried myself colonless. But it's also something that I still, as like an adult, have on my mind constantly when it comes to my child. Like, it's probably to the point where I need some guidance. Like I need some help. I'm starting to think about that the last 6 months to a year. I have a lot of worries, and it's not healthy.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good kid. He's smart. But who can withstand the power of a grown adult, you know? And that's where my worry comes in. So that is a childhood fear that has now carried on to adulthood.
Mine is pretty obvious. Clowns. Barely even say it. The other one that really is resonating now that I get a little bit older is just being alone.
Yeah, you're really bad at that.
Oh, my God. I really don't like being alone. I know a lot of people are like, I love alone time. I hate it.
I mean, you might need to, get a grip on it because she's going to leave you one day.
She hasn't already.
She's going to wise up one day.
I hit a key, so I know I can get back in. But I feel like humans are such social creatures, right? Like that path of loneliness just would devastate me. Like if I don't even want to think about it. So I wanted to just explore a little bit. What is your childhood fear that has turned into an adult fear? Maybe like Kat, it's starting to kind of ruin your life or starting to creep in and occupy a lot of your time. Janelle, you got one for us?
Yeah, I'm petrified that I am going to choke on food. Like my parents told me that I needed to eat more slowly and chew every bite. And so now I chew every bite exactly 50 times.
Oh my God.
So this has turned into like an OCD thing for you.
Yeah, I guess OCD. It makes me feel like I should go see a therapist now. I don't know. It is really kind of weird for people on first dates. I try not to go out of the place where we're going to have any kind of food or appetizers. Because I just sit there and I can't move on before I finish 50 chews for every bite of food.
Is there any way you can mask the craziness of this?
Great word.
Just I don't know. How do you even keep it under wraps? You're going to eventually have to eat with them. What? Oh, get soup. You can get soup.
Oh, good call.
You know what? I hadn't thought of that. They usually come with bread on the side, and then I've sort of been afraid, bread especially, I'm kind of afraid of choking on. But maybe just clear liquids when I'm on date.
Yeah.
It kind of gets into the way when, you have a partner and you're, at home watching a show and they want to eat popcorn.
Oh.
A lot of times I just pretend that I'm eating it.
Yeah, I imagine, and I appreciate your call. Imagine not being able to eat in front of somebody.
How weird would that look? Just taking fake bites of things. Yeah, she's going to have to get that under control.
Hey, Molly, you got a childhood fear that's rearing its ugly head in your adult life?
Yeah, spiders.
That's pretty valid.
Actually, I think, and I honestly think it started after I watched Arachnophobia, the movie.
Yeah. That'll do it.
And ever since then, I was just like, nope, not doing spiders.
Now, you're living in a portion of the country where there aren't any spiders that can really hurt you, right?
A brown recluse could do some damage.
That has to travel in a
Do
great
we have
pack.
any here?
No.
Yes, there are brown recluse spiders in Minnesota. And there was somebody that did a very truthful, and I appreciate it, truthful video of a tourism video to Australia. And they were going on these excursions. Massive spiders, bigger than a Frisbee, Like the body was the size of like a large grapefruit.
Can they hurt you though?
Nope.
Why would I even want to find out? I won't even look at a map. I won't even look at Australia on a map.
If you got a free trip to Australia, you wouldn't go.
I would not go.
No.
I'd gift it to someone I didn't
Molly,
like.
you're the same. You would if I gave you a free trip to Australia today, you wouldn't go because of the spiders?
No, I would go. I would definitely go. But I at the same time, I've almost crashed because there was a spider in my center console.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. We were looking into going to Australia, Derek and myself, and then they had this photo, you could Google it, of a sign that is on a window in a hotel 20 stories up, and it says, keep your windows shut. It is currently spider mating season. And they showed how big the spider was going up 20 stories.
You know, you're not helping. Molly was and went nice out of her way to call the show. And now you're freaking her out. She's dropping her kids off. She's going to have an episode. She's going to be sitting on the side of the road for 45 minutes just calming herself.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sorry, Molly.
I think it's time to take some Xanax now.
Have a great morning.
Brings from this way.
Yeah, take care. Kat and JJ, good to have you along as we're talking about your childhood fears that have now become a part of your adult daily life.
Maybe they don't paralyze you as much as they did when you were a child, or maybe they're worse. So we've heard about spiders.
What's your biggest one? Just being.
Someone said snakes. Mine's just being taken, abducted, taken against my will. My child having that same thing. I try not to project. I really do. Because I don't want him to have the anxiety.
Well,
like
I can
that.
tell you this, as watching my mother-in-law, who's one of the world's biggest worriers,
Yeah.
shuffle that down into my wife's life, it's exhausting.
That's what happened. My mom gave it to me. I don't want Liam to do that.
Josh, what's the big fear that's crept into your life that you had as a kid?
I'm a 37-year-old man that can't take a fish off a hook.
Why are you so scared of a little fishy?
You don't scream, do you?
Huh?
You don't scream or say like the word ewy, do you?
No.
Okay.
I just can't grab it. It's someone made me hold a dead fish in my hand when I was a kid, and I didn't like the sliminess.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out. I didn't realize it was still there until I went fishing this summer, and I still can't take it off.
Can you at least bait the hook, Josh?
I can bait the hook, yeah. I can bait the hook.
So you just go out there praying you don't catch anything, huh?
Pretty much.
Oh, my God. All
I
right.
didn't know. Yeah.
Who are these good friends that would take it off the hook for you? Did they razz
his
you a
wife.
little bit? Oh, your wife, yeah.
A buddy of mine did. I was like, yeah, I'm still traumatized. He's like, I can see that.
Listen,
So that's the only time I went fishing this summer.
my friend group, if I was fishing with a bunch of friends and I was like, you guys are going to have to take this off I would never hear the end of it. They would put up a billboard with a scared picture of me saying he can't take a fish off his own hook.
Oh.
Like, I don't want to make fun
Just
of
go
you
to
or
Coburn's
anything.
and get your fish like normal people. You're fine. You don't
all
have
right.
to catch it.
Well, Josh, I appreciate you at least admitting it. I think that's half the battle. I hope you have a great morning.
You do.
Take care,
All right.
by the way. And it's Amanda, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda, what's your childhood fear that's creeping into your life as an adult?
Sharks.
It's what?
Shark? Did you say sharks?
Yes, sharks.
Okay, you know that we're in a landlocked state here, right?
I think that's on purpose.
Yes, it is. I'm actually from Oregon.
Oh, the shark capital of the world.
But I specifically remember being in kindergarten and reading a book with sharks in it. And when I turned the page, it was like this massive jaw. And I touched it and I dropped it and I screamed. And ever since then, I've just been afraid of sharks. And now having a son and a husband that absolutely loves sharks and loves Shark Week and have to have it on every TV in the house where I'm running around screaming and I have to go outside.
Yeah.
Now,
I hate them.
Have you attempted to talk to like a professional about this, or are you just willing to die with this fear?
Nope, willing to die with it.
Well, at least you
I
know
think it's
your
a
lane.
pretty valid one. You can't see what's underneath you, and they just come up at such a rapid rate of speed, and then before you know it, you're in their stomach. You're dead.
Now, man, as long as you don't look like a dying seal, you know they're not going to attack you, right?
Yeah, that's why you just don't go in the water. So.
What are they going to do? Take a little nip and then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were
No,
too.
just don't flail around and you're good to go. I think you're going to be all right. Well, I'm sorry you're living with this, but when is Shark Week, by the way? Is that on your calendar?
It already happened.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's
So
done.
you're breathing easy for a couple more months until they regenerate it?
Funny.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, hang in there. We hope you have a great morning. What I wanted to do real quick is put you to the test. I know you're the czar of the paparazzi. And when it's in front of you, I believe you're very, very in tune with what's going on in the celebrity world. But I have some small celebrity trivia for you this morning.
Oh, my God. Don't embarrass yourself, okay?
Kat, which celebrity was arrested for peeing on the Alamo?
For peeing on the Alamo? Got to be Paul Rubens. I don't know.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, okay.
Kat, which celebrity was arrested for egging a mansion?
That would be Justin Bieber.
Kat, what celebrity, this one's the easiest one, was arrested because he was playing the bongos naked?
Matt McConaughey. All right.
Now you're in a groove.
I'm not too big on Ozzy trivia, so that was
That's so legendary, though.
It is? I've never heard of that story. So.
Yeah, which celebrity was charged with disorderly conduct after dancing in the street and holding up traffic?
That would be either James Corden or MGK.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh. Okay.
Kat, which celebrity was charged with trespassing after his neighbors came home to find him passed out in their home?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, my God, you got that one. Nice job.
Yeah, that was actually on the other day on a True Hollywood story.
All right, last one for you.
Yeah.
Which celebrity was arrested after driving the wrong way on the 134?
Brandy?
No, but it is a chick.
Popular chick? A singer? An actress?
No, socialite.
Nicole Richie.
Nicole Richie, you got it. Wow.
All right. You know, sometimes I amaze myself. I wonder, how'd you soak all that in? Yet I probably couldn't tell you who my kid has for his advisory teacher, but whatever.
Great job. As we're up early, does your son listen to the show before he gets ready for school? Or gets ready for his day? I guess he doesn't have school yet.
Well, they start listening in the car. So between 7:20 and 7:45, they'll be listening.
And is he aware that you guys are getting him a dog finally?
He's not in the car. I don't know what you're trying to do. And no, we're not getting him a
Why don't you get this kid a dog?
We don't have time.
You've got lots of time.
We don't have the love in our heart for a dog.
There it is. But you've had dogs growing up, right? You had Gracie Lou Freebush.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one? Oh, Gracie 2? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And then you had another dog early?
I cannot believe I don't remember the yellow lab's name. Oh, my God. I just can't remember it. But it wasn't like I was gone out of the house. It was my mom's dog.
Most of us have had a dog or at least a pet growing up. Maybe you have a dog right now. If you're addicted to your dog's presence and don't care about your family, like, I don't know, if your name is Trisha, and you really want to know whether or not your dog loves you, there is a surefire way now to find out whether or not the love you give to that dog is reciprocated.
So there's this 6-second test that will let you know if your dog loves you. All you have to do is yawn, and if your dog yawns too, that means he empathizes with you and he cares about your feelings and how you're feeling. So I'm going to try it with Andy. Right, Andy? Are you ready? Andy. Oh, we got a yawn. Yes.
Now, have you ever heard of this before?
I've never heard of this at all.
Apparently, if
so this means they're an empath. They're connected to you. If you yawn, then they yawn.
If you look at your dog and your dog is looking back at you and you go, give a really big yawn. And if I know that's a great radio trick. And if the dog yawns back, it loves you. If it doesn't yawn back, it's there for shelter and food, and that's it.
Now you have an experiment. Before you leave for work today, give us a shout out if you tried it and it worked.
Better yet, videotape it real quick, and you can text it to us. We can take videos. I would love to see if anybody else makes this work. I can guarantee, I think my wife's already left for the gym, but I can guarantee when I get home, I'm going to look at that dog who seems so excited to see me, and I'm going to go, hey, Addison. And that dog is going to look at me like, how could you be tired, you stupid human?
Yeah.
That's exact. That now, my wife will come home from work, and she'll try this, and that dog will yawn, I bet, for 20 minutes. Like they got a link. So try it real quick this morning. If you yawn and your dog does not yawn back, it hates you and will probably eat you in your sleep.
Let's begin now.
Let's get it. The Playhouse on your radio, Wednesday at 7:03. Good morning. I'm JJ. Cat's here as well. How we feeling?
Hi. Well, how are you?
Good. What does that mean?
Nothing.
Well,
Feeling a little tender. Did you see my back? That's the...
Oh, you're cupping.
Yeah.
How'd that go for you yesterday?
Good. I think I'm a 2-pump kind of girl. I think I always knew that, but 3 was just too much, man. That was like, I was breathing like I actually was giving birth. I could only imagine that that's how you'd breathe.
It's intense.
To get through it. And then you got to sit there for 10 minutes, but she was massaging my lower back while we were doing that 10-minute wait. And it kind of took my focus off the pain. But then as she like released it, it felt so good.
Yeah.
And my back feels great, actually. So, yeah.
Should feel loose. I mean, there's so much blood flow when you do something like that.
Yeah, wasn't bad. It was a good visit. And I think I'm good. I've done it. I think I'm good.
Just the experience, huh?
I might try acupuncture just to say I tried it. I like to try literally everything. So
I had acupuncture on my ankle when I was a sophomore in college. I had some troubles, and it worked really well for a little while, and then I realized there were giant bone chips in there, and that wasn't going to help it much, but it did help with the pain. So, yeah, I mean, I think running through a lot of that Eastern stuff is great.
Nice, yeah. And then after that, went to meet my friend Sarah after dropping Liam off at football, met her at Dueling Brews, grabbed a drink there, and then we had a parent meeting, so I had to sit through that. And then went home, made dinner, and took a shower and went to bed. It was kind of like an early night. So after I got cupping done, I had to run a couple of errands and then hit up the gas station. And as I was getting gas, every single gas tank was full, like people were using it.
Jeez.
And I had to actually wait in line for my spot. And as I park and I get out and I'm like unloading some of the trash in my car and I was wiping down my windshield while it was pumping, this guy was working like all the pumps. He walked up to me. He's like, hey, do you have $1? So I can only imagine how much money he makes unless somebody's going to tell him inside. And I said, I didn't have any cash. Honestly, I did not have any cash at all. So I paid with my card and then I was going to go in and get Liam a Gatorade because he wanted one for football. And so I go inside, got myself a sparkling water, got Liam a Gatorade. And I was like, it's hot out. I'm going to get him a water. Because I don't have any cash.
Thoughtful.
And I'm not going to go to the ATM just to get cash out for somebody that wants $1. So I give him a water. And the look of, what is the movie where he gives him a sandwich and he throws it at him? I wanted money, bleep hole.
Really?
What is that? Like an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was like, okay. Maybe I got to start learning my lesson. Because I'm never like...
Yeah, but to be kind is the thing, you know what I mean? Like, you did a good thing for somebody who is obviously needing something.
And I hate that it bites you because then you get, like, a bit jaded.
Yeah.
And then the people that really need it in the future, you're going to have that guy in mind. But if you saw this guy yesterday, I mean, he had to have worked dozens and dozens of cars.
Were a lot of people giving him money, could you tell?
I didn't know. I didn't notice, but... The guy in front of me did not give him any money. Oh, my God. And if you saw the woman that was at the train tracks yesterday, she had a black sports bra on, then these like really tiny black like hot pants, and she was sitting in a wheelchair, and the train was like from me to you. She was that close to the train tracks watching it go by.
Jeez.
Right here by the Country Hearth or Bread Factory.
Yeah.
She had a little microphone, and she was like doing play-by-play of whatever she was looking at. She had a speaker on the back of her wheelchair.
Some of those people that watch the trains, they get so into it. They know what kind of train it is. They know
I don't know if
where
she's
it's
a train
going.
watcher. I think she was just wanting to be a star yesterday.
Oh, she was trying to be a YouTube
But it was
star.
so funny. Like she was the one I was talking about the other day in a wheelchair going across the bridge. And I said she had a rockin' bod, but she had kind of a weird little setup. You know, she was pulling a wagon with her wheelchair, but she was just there to entertain people. I'm like,
were you entertained?
I couldn't hear a thing she was saying. I could
'cause
hear
the train was too loud.
and then I was like, dang, I wish I could have heard what she was announcing, but she was having fun. I mean, if you could have fun like that with yourself
Next to a train.
you're winning in life. But if you saw her, she was a gal about town for sure.
And this is and you okay, so I'm just trying to put together how far away you've seen her in different spots.
Just a 2-block radius.
Okay. So that's her spot.
That's her
So look for
spot.
the
She
hot
must live
chick in
around
the
there.
wheelchair over by the
I
bread
didn't say
factory.
hot chick. I said rockin' bod,
From the neck down, though, you'd hit it? Yeah.